I'm Nathan Ray from Move Disc Golf.
I'm Harry Messenger from Ratatoska Disc Golf Events.
And this is the 2025 British Open. Let's do it. So the tournament took place at Quarry Park. You were there. Was it a good event?
It was brilliant. Yeah, one of the best UK events we've ever had. The course is so well manicured. They did such a great job of setting it up. And of course, some exciting disc golf was played as well.
Yeah. And the weather held up okay for the weekend?
Yeah, we had some spotty rain on a few of the days and there was very windy on the second day. What you're going to be seeing today is the third day of 3.
So let's jump right into the action, see who is on the lead card on the Sunday.
Yeah, thanks very much. So the current leader is Elias Lukkonen. He is currently at 6 under, leading the tournament by 3 strokes. He's from Finland and he's fresh off winning the previous DGPT-Q series in Europe over in Iceland.
Yeah, next up is Ian on -3. What do you know about him?
Yeah, Ian's a fairly young player. He is from the USA, from the United States of America, I think from Alabama. And he is playing really well at the moment. This is his best season he's ever had, and he's just had his first win over in a C tier in the US.
And we couldn't get any more local than Noah, of course.
Yes, Noah from Kenilworth, very close to the course. He's the highest rated player in the UK, and he's in 3rd place on +1.
And James is the young up-and-comer from Plymouth, I think.
Yeah, James actually a few years older than Noah, but he's not been playing very long. He started during COVID, and he's got better super quickly. This is his first year playing professionally after competing over in the US at the College Disc Golf Championships.
Alright, it's the MPO lead card of the British Open. First on the tee, Elias Lukkonen.
Okay, before we throw, let's see this hole breakdown.
Yeah, this is hole 1. Hole 1 is an 88 metre par 3. We're playing it from a shorter tee than we do sometimes at this event. However, it doesn't make the shot any less tricky. You either have to go a huge hyzer around the right hand side of these trees, requiring over 100 metres of power, or you can play kind of a straight flip up technical shot or a forehand down the left here. That looks a bit inside to me, but it sneaks around the edge of the branches there, and he is absolutely parked.
Yeah, just slightly under the tree. What's that, 3 or 4 metres away?
Yeah.
Is that?
On the tee, Ian Crania.
Looks like Ian's throwing a fast disc here. Probably a destroyer.
Yeah. Well, he's probably going to go over the top as well.
Yeah, I'd expect all of these guys. That looks much better. That's really nice and wide. I would expect this to be in circle 1 as well.
A little bit short, I think, there.
Ah, maybe he was feeling a few nerves on the tee.
3rd on the tee, Noah Smithson.
Yeah, so this disc Noah's throwing here is a Firebird.
Over the top again.
Yeah, that one's great. That's perfect. It's in front of the tree there, so he's got a clear putt.
And finally on the tee, James Hanley.
Okay, is it going to be 4 for 4 with the big hyzer over the top?
I would expect so. That looks inside to me. Clipping some cabbage.
Yep, it's just there, just in front of the, just in front of those 2 trees there.
So he's likely looking at a 25 metre putt, I would say. Or even further, actually.
Yeah.
Still a little bit of technicality left here, but James has got a great forehand. I'd expect him to put this close.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Yeah. A little bit under the trees. We'll have to see how he handles that.
Yeah, so you were right. Ian did come up a little bit short, so he's got a circle 2 look here. Lining up the step putt. Didn't quite get that one fully committed.
Yeah, it's gone quite long actually into those into the branches behind. We'll have to see if he's got a clean look out in a minute.
I hope so. An excellent start for Noah.
Good. That's what we want to see.
The local boy.
Yeah, so Ian's quite OE in there.
He seems to have made it work. You can see from all these approaches that this is a fairly tricky pin position right behind some large trees.
And right in front of some undergrowth as well there.
Yeah. The players are good enough that they'll be able to find a way to make these putts work.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Elias now to finish off.
Excellent birdie.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, well let's go straight into hole 2.
Yeah, hole 2, one of the easiest holes on the course. In fact, in this final round here, it was the second easiest hole on the course. You're really just driving something dead straight. These players will probably be going with a mid-range as the hole's around 300 feet or 95 meters. They'll probably be looking to turn something over slightly and have it fade back because there's these 3 big guardian trees around the basket. These have grown up a lot in recent years and they're really quite in the way now, so you can be stuck with a circle 2 look if you're not perfect.
First up is Elias again. Let's see if we can park it quite as close as the last hole.
Yeah, he's pulled that one over quite significantly there. Let's see if it's really overstable and fights back. It does. It clips a little tree and it comes up kind of 25 metres short there.
Yeah, it might be obstructed by the big bushes there.
Looks like Noah is throwing a mid-range here. Not 100% sure what, but it might be a Malta. And that's going to push in front of the trees. This will give him a nice look. Just pushes a little bit deep there. And I believe I was reliably informed that this is Jan's Firebird, the clear one. He's going to throw this a lot.
Yeah, well, shall we see this again? That looks... Couldn't quite see where that hand... It definitely hit something at the end there.
It'll be a putt of some kind. On the tee, looking to move on. This is one of the easier holes. This is one he's going to want to get. He has quite a few different pink discs in his bag, so I'm not 100% sure which this one is.
Well, let's see if we can get it down there. Oh, that's going
pretty
long.
Great. Buzzing the basket and carrying a little bit long there. He's got a fair comeback putt coming.
Yeah. The other side of those trees there.
Yeah, that's going to be a tricky spot. You don't see very many people over there.
So, from what I remember, these guys couldn't find the disc that's just been thrown.
Oh, wow.
They didn't realise quite how far it had gone.
Yeah, of course you're not allowed to look at the video coverage to find discs at this point in the disc golf career, and UK players wouldn't be used to having disc golf coverage. There we go. Looks like
Yeah, we got it in the end. But this is quite far round.
Yeah, he's had to pitch that one up in the end.
Yeah, good line, good result. So Elias does have a look through here.
Yeah, he's had to go to a knee. He's renowned across Europe as a great putter. It's really where he makes his strokes up on the field. And he's cashed it. What a putt.
Amazing. I don't think the camera did that one justice.
Let's see what Ian is left with here.
So he just clipped that first tree then as he came in.
Yeah, I thought he'd pushed up a little bit further forward than that. This hole playing a little bit harder than I was expecting for these guys, and in fact for the field only 11% of players birdied this hole in this round. Oh, good effort. Didn't quite get it high enough in the plane. And another hard look.
Yeah, so he's right in there.
Yeah, so he might just about be in the circle here, but it might be 0 for 4 on C1 in regulation on this hole, which isn't what you'd expect. Oh, almost.
Hit the chains though. It should be easy to convert that though.
So as the players tap in here, Nathan, what was your takeaway after these first 2 holes?
Elias made it very easy for himself on the first hole and quite difficult for himself on the second hole, but he still managed to get that birdie both times.
Fantastic putt, wasn't it? So yeah, moving on to hole 3. This is the first hole on the course where you'll probably see the majority of players attack it with a forehand. This tunnel is fairly tight. The ceiling comes into play. You can't really get a backhand down there very nicely. A few years ago, people were throwing rollers, but it's not really a super comfortable play anymore. But the quality of these fields have got so much higher now that the forehand approach will work out for most people.
Yeah, and we've got the OB long of the basket here just to give it a bit of extra challenge if you go too far.
It's also possible to end up left OB if you throw a backhand and fade out.
Yeah, it's OB all the way down on the left there.
Looks like Elias is going to attack with the backhand.
Oh, this could be in trouble.
It's got to hang on. Oh, luckily he clips the fence. It's going to be in circle 2.
I didn't think it was going to be that close.
Okay, Noah's going with the forehand here.
Yeah, a little chip forehand, that should be under the basket. Beautiful.
That's amazing. Good one.
Ian also going with the backhand. He's making a liar out of me here early. Oh, that's great.
That is perfect.
That's about as good as you can throw the backhand on that. That's a slow disc, and he's in circle 1.
Yeah, got it down before the OB at the end there. Another forehand.
Yeah, I think this is the play on this hole if you've got it, so I would expect the other two not to throw forehands on many other holes either.
Oh, just clip the branches on the left then.
Yeah, that's going to be a look, but it's not super close. He's going to have to decide if he's going to run this or lay it up.
It's low ceiling though.
Yeah, he just goes for the sensible layup there.
Slight bit of stone. Just a patter.
So let's see where Elias's disc landed. He's right up against the OB there, probably just on the edge of the circle. See if he can keep that hot start together. Oh, he almost had that.
Yeah. Good bid from over there.
Yeah. And that was a great backhand drive. Oh, but he can't convert and he gets a nasty roll as well. Pretty much the same putt again. Yeah, no problem the second time. I don't know if he was a bit nervous. Did you get that impression?
Yeah, maybe. There was a bit more pressure with the cameras on them and a few people following the card on the final day, but I think they found their stride pretty quickly.
They had barely any wind for this round, which was interesting. The other 2 rounds both had pretty significant weather to deal with, so sometimes when you don't have anything to think about, you can overthink it. So here we are on hole 4. We're over in the new side of Quarry Park here, on this second half of the property. This is a par 3. It's probably one of the longest par 3s on the course at about 120 metres. It kind of plays a little bit downhill, and it's got tight OB on the left and the right. You're just passing 2 Mandos there quite early that keep you from throwing any kind of hyzer, so you've just got to throw whatever you're going to be able to keep straight and in the fairway. It kind of feels from the tee like it goes from left to right a little bit, but I don't think it really does. So here's Noah. He looks like he's throwing a mid-range again. Or, no, I think this is a driver. And he's put a little bit of a flex on that. A little bit of a slip. Oh, wow. That was actually super close to the basket.
Yeah. Getting close to the OB as well over there. It's a long putt to come back, but it's a good one.
Yeah, if you buzz that basket with a driver, you're lucky to hold on sometimes. The OB creeps up on you. So, of course, Elias is sponsored by Castoplast, same as myself, so we'll see if we can identify out any of his discs.
You can almost read the stamp on that one.
You can. He's also throwing a flex shot down this tunnel. I think that's the play. This is probably a style, and his signature style, in fact, is bright green. So I imagine that's what that was.
Right into circle 1.
Yeah, he's gonna have a solid putt there. See what line Ian takes. Everyone seems to be picking out the backhand here. He's also got the little flex line on that. It's fading out though. That's in trouble.
That's OB.
That does look OB. So he's going to be obstructed in deep circle 2 with a long par save attempt coming up.
So James is going to go for the same thing again.
Yeah, this is really the play on this hole. The backhand kind of flexing it over and having it fight. But that one never got out of it. Is that one in the OB as well?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredibly unfortunate.
Well, let's see where they got to.
Yeah, so it looks like they're giving Ian his mark here. Like I said, he's probably just outside circle 2 here. Lots of stuff in the way. I would expect a layup. Utilising the step through putt. This is outside of 10 metres, so he's able to step through and give it a solid bid, actually.
Yeah, that was not a layup.
He's a braver man than I. I'd have been under the basket all day there.
Okay, so James is very close to the OB line here.
Yeah, it looks like he was safe there.
Yes, he is safe. Yeah, he was safe. I think those last little branches saved him.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here. Noah's telling him in the audio that he's not allowed to have any part of his stance out of bounds when he's taking the throw.
Yes, so he has to go out this side.
Yeah, he does get his 1 metre relief from the OB line, but I'm assuming he's already taken that. And he is able to just pitch up under the basket.
Yeah, just lay up. That's sensible.
Yeah, behind that tree there was no real run there and no harm done.
So this is where Noah's disc ended up from that big skip by the basket.
Keeping my eyes peeled for a C2 marker. It looks like he's probably just outside.
He's well into C. I think he's well into C2 there.
Deep in C2.
Yeah.
Okay. The comeback putt. He does stand still and he does sneak it in.
Yeah.
These,
see how long it takes him to walk to the basket from there.
yeah, these putts by Noah, he's deliberately taken quite a lot of speed off of his putt to make sure that he doesn't have a comeback putt when he doesn't make it.
He was very happy with that one.
Fluttered it in there. Elias inside the circle. No harm done. Easily make.
So that's 2 birdies.
Yeah, 3 down through 4. Great start to this round.
Ian taps in there for bogey. I think that's the first bogey of the round, which is unfortunate. And James taps in his par.
Zooming straight into hole 5, which is another par 3. This kind of plays parallel to the one we just played.
Yeah, back down towards the car park area.
Yeah, it's straight uphill. It's not too uphill, it's maybe 2 or 3 metres, but it really does feel it, and you have to give it a little bit more juice than the 102 metres that it says it is on the tee side, I think. OB creeps in behind the basket and to the left. Both are in play for the backhand. So Noah's keeping the box after his birdie. Seems to be picking up a mid-range again. I've seen Noah ace this with a mid-range in the past, so let's see if he can reproduce his performance.
Yeah, so here we go.
Again, another little slip, but it looks like it's on a decent line. Little cut hyzer, and that checks up. I think that's kind of edge of circle.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we're looking at the right basket as it's going up and down the fairway.
Yeah, there's a lot of baskets in this little part of the field because there's also a short course that plays around this for families that's closed for this round.
Families and for me, I like playing it as well.
It is fun. So let's see if he also goes with a hyzer or if he chooses a different line. He's gone for a flex shot, kind of cut that over with something very overstable. And it does seem to be fighting back, but it hasn't. It's found the out of bounds that I was mentioning. Red flag from the spotter. First little bit of trouble for him this round.
Yeah. Well, let's see if James can bounce back from his bogey on the previous hole.
Oh, I think James actually had a par on the previous hole because he was just in bounds on the left.
Oh, that is correct. Ian got the bogey on the previous hole.
He did, yeah. But James is away, and depending on what kind of disc that is, that's either good or in danger of going OB left. And I think it is fading, but it seems to hold on.
Safe. Right next to Noah's disc there.
Yeah, right on the edge of the circle. Maybe a little bit inside. Ian also seems to be going with a slower speed disc here, likely a 5-speed mid-range.
Yeah. Well, at the moment it's very still up on the top field there. Not a breath of wind.
Yeah. Lovely glidey shot to the edge of circle 1 as well. And this is where Elias came up. Not exactly what you'd dream of being. Let's see if he can save the par. almost give it a solid bid.
Yeah, so Noah gave himself a good chance here. He's had a couple of birdies in a row.
Yeah, on that side there, the OB is right at the edge of circle 1, so he's just inside here. This is probably a 8 or 9 meter putt. Yeah, dead centre. He knew it. Great start for Smithson. And James Hanley matches with his first birdie of the round, I think.
Yeah.
That's nice for him to get off the mark. Let's see if Ian can bounce back here. Beautiful putt.
Good.
Really love his extension on that putt. He gets his hand right out into the chains. We saw him miss one before, but that one was all day.
So, yep. Unfortunately, bogey.
Yeah, he has taken a bogey. He's fallen back a little bit. He's still got a nice lead on the rest of the card, although Noah is closing in on him a little bit. So here we go, the treacherous hole 6. This one affectionately known as Woodhenge due to a sculpture on the basket. The owner of this course absolutely loves a sculpture, as you'll see as we go around this beautiful park. But this is a tricky hole. I've added a Mando on this right-hand side, which was never there in the past. You can see it just going past it now on the drone flyover. And that forces you away from the huge hyzer. However, lefties and forehands will be able to still play that hyzer on the other side. And then the approach comes into this guarded green with OB everywhere. It's fairly achievable in 2 shots. You just have to make sure you land both of them in bounds, and you're going to be looking to walk away with a birdie.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen the Quarry Park logo, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of big scores on this hole over the course of the weekend. Some triple bogeys or worse, including from myself. It's very easy to make a bit of a mess of it if you end up going OB on the right-hand side, because you don't get to keep any of your distance. Yeah, so that was a fairly conservative shot from Noah there, making sure he made the Mando. He should have plenty of power to get to the green from there, though. And this one's a little bit more aggressive. Needs to chill. The OB comes up quickly.
Yeah, that's fine there. Well inside the OB.
Yeah, that's
on the fairway.
That's not too far from the basket, though. He's probably got 85, 90 meters left. And that one, however, has made its way into the OB. Doesn't look like he got full hold of that drive.
Yeah, so he did make it quite far up the fairway then.
Yeah, it's possible to save your par if you go OB on that left-hand side. It's really if you go OB on the right that you're in trouble. And that one had a lot of power on it, but that's got a long way up the fairway, but it's definitely in the outer bounds there.
Yeah, where did it cross over though? Might have crossed over quite far back.
Yeah, it looked like it might have done. I think the group are going to have to give him a spot. And they seem to have given him a spot fairly far up the fairway if Ian's going first. The OB kind of snakes in and out, so it can be quite difficult to judge where discs cross. And that looks to be kind of a 85, 90 meter shot that Ian's playing there. He's overdone it slightly. That's fairly far behind the basket.
Yeah, it's still safe though.
Yeah, the OB doesn't come in behind the basket on this hole unless you go much.
So I think this is a discussion about where we crossed over.
Definitely wasn't as far as up there. I think it might have been where we are.
I mean,
Best case here, I think.
you guys can just give me a spot and
Yeah, I would say, maybe around here then.
Yeah, I think ultimately the player's deciding that it doesn't matter super significantly where the spot is, because he's going to have plenty of power to get there on a hyzer regardless.
And it's completely open down that side.
Yeah, and as we know, benefit goes to the player if the group can't reach an accurate decision. That's very high and quite inside. Let's see if he's judged it well. Oh, it looks like he has.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Elias's power sneaks up on you, doesn't it? He looks like he's hardly thrown it, and it's already at the basket. And Noah's disc is also away, also throwing that hyzer in, and that one looks perfect.
Oh, that's just about as good as you can get from there.
Yeah, if you break this hole down into 200 meter hyzers, it looks fairly routine, doesn't it? Which is amazing to any of us who've played it.
most of what they're throwing looks amazing to me.
Yeah, James has really overdone that one. He looks like he's quite far past the basket, as is Ian here. Putting through the iconic Woodhenge. And, I thought he'd made that.
That was so close.
Yeah, cleaning up his bogey there, unfortunately. Almost saved the par. And James unable to capitalise.
I think he seemed to rush that one a little bit.
Yeah, he tends to get a little bit flustered and rush some of his putts, but he's such a solid player that overall it doesn't matter. And speaking of solid, Elias easily able to save the par. Look at that putt. Confidence all day. He told me this week that he's been putting with the same pair of K3 Rico since he joined the Cast Plus team more than 2 years ago. So those of you who change your putters all the time, maybe that's a lesson to stick with what you've got. Solid comeback putt from James.
That's great. So we're just catching up with Noah.
Yeah, he's got a tap in here, and that's going to be 5 down through 6. That's an incredible start to the round. He's really starting to put some pressure on Elias here.
Yeah, let's see how far this goes.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe.
So here we go, the treacherous but beautiful Avon Calling. Probably the signature hole at Quarry Park, I would say.
Yep.
You're going to either want to throw your forehand out over the side towards the river and have it fade back towards the basket, or throw a technical backhand on the same line. You can try and crash through these trees on the right hand side, although we're in the middle of summer here and they've put some nasty surprises in those woods for you to try and navigate if you do go for that line.
Sure, so personal question. How many discs have you thrown in the river on this hole?
I don't even think I want to confess to that, because I'm sure the Environment Agency would be after me for pollution.
We do seem to get quite a few of them back, though.
We do. They operate a charity fundraiser that involves getting discs out of the river, which I'm always grateful for.
Let's see if Noah's stays dry.
Yeah, he often throws a putter on this. I think it's a pure, so let's see if he's going for that line. It looks like it probably is. That's a slow flying disc.
Yeah.
Does get to ground a bit too soon there, though.
He's just pinched off by those branches there a little bit.
Yeah, just yanked over on it. It's very hard not to do that on this kind of a scary hole.
Okay, if I could throw this far forehand, this is what I'd be doing every time.
This is definitely the line, and that is perfection. That's a 5-meter putt, nothing in the
I
way.
think it's not short.
Beautiful forehand.
Okay, backhand again.
Yeah, curious that James is going for this. His forehand's definitely big enough to reach this one, but he's just piped that absolutely straight. Let's see if it holds on.
That could be in trouble.
That needs to have hit something hard. Oh, and it has, and it rolls out. That's exactly what you're hoping for when you make that mistake.
Kind tree there.
Yeah, Ian seems to be throwing a fairly slow disc too. Is that also a putter? Let's see what the flight's like.
Yeah, I think he's turned that a bit too much there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in front of these trees, which can be a pretty tricky spot to land. You've still got a technical approach to do from there. Yeah, Noah's also landed in front of those trees. Yeah, he's going to be able to straddle out. Yeah, you can see him marking his putter. Seems like he's going to be trying to give this a bid, which he's quite fortunate to even have. He almost capitalises.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised after his run of birdies recently.
Not at all.
Oh,
James
no.
almost had that one as well.
That's so close.
Looks like Ian's crept into these trees that I was worried about him having to go around.
He can see the basket though.
Yeah, it's quite congested in there. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's managed to pitch it through nicely.
Yeah, I don't think the camera guy knew that the disc was coming then. Okay,
There
that's
you go.
another birdie.
That's an exceptional birdie on this hole. There really won't have been very many of those on the day. And now it taps chips in his par. So the birdie streak comes to an end, but he's still going to be very happy with his round at this point.
And another couple of pars from James and Ian.
Yeah, tap in, and they're going to head into the woods now and play the few technical woods holes on this course.
This is where the hole which I have never got down there, not even close, even once.
Yeah, this is one of the most tricky holes on the whole course. Really technical par 3, really tight line. You've got to throw a flip up backhand through this. I think it's pretty much impossible to get a C1 look with a forehand, but I'd love to be proven wrong. But all of these players seem to be backhand dominant, so they'll be throwing a flip up backhand through this gap. If you hit early and end up still in that first side of the woods before that little gap, you are in trouble.
Yeah, if you go off to the left in the little clearing there, you can miss the mando there.
Yeah, there's a mando to start you playing up the next hole. It shouldn't come into play, but let's see what these guys have for us. And that is through the first gap, but he's just caught a bit of cabbage on the way through. That's going to be 35, 40 metres from the basket with a straight look down at the second tunnel. And Smithson pipes it down. I don't think it's got that far down the second tunnel there, but he did. Oh, there you go. You see the disc?
Right in the middle of the fairway
Right
there.
in the middle of the fairway. He should be fine from there. Yeah, this hole averaged 3.64 for the field during this third round, so pretty tricky. That's a much nicer shot. That's straight through the gap. Let's see. Oh, he's hit one of their last Guardians. That was almost home to clean. And Ian, he's also hit the gap. Let's see if that makes it through. No, he's caught that same bit of cabbage that Elias hit there.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel too bad for them. I've done all of that a couple of times before myself, so.
Yeah, all of them making it out of the first treacherous gap. So these guys should be trying to save a par, or worst case should be a bogey here. But if you don't make it this far, then double bogey is definitely in play on this hole. He seems to have hit one of the Guardians coming in. He's going to be in deep circle 2 still, probably there, with a chance to save his par.
Okay, making some progress up the fairway here. We've got James.
Yeah, he'll be all right with this first shot. You're happy with a 3 on this hole, but he's made a bit of a mess of that forehand, unfortunately. It's going to be left outside circle 2. Wow, what a privilege to be able to jump putt this shot. This would still be a full throw for most players, but he's made that one look incredibly easy.
We do have Noah. He looks like he's got a good view of the basket from here.
Yeah, he should be able to jump putt this down here. I would be surprised if he's running it. But there's always a chance that he's feeling his putter. Yeah, that's just the safe layup round the outside. That's perfectly executed. This is a fairly long par look for James. See what he can do. It looks like he might have rushed that one a little bit as well. But honestly, after hitting those Guardians, you're expecting a bogey anyway, so he'll probably be all right with that. Ian with a technical step putt. That is dead centre chains. What a beautiful putt.
That's a great save from there.
It goes back to what I was talking about before with that commitment. That is a putt and a half. That's gonna take him a long way in disc golf, that putt.
There he goes. We're getting those pars there, and unfortunately,
James is with the bogey. But yeah, there's no rest for the wicked here, because you just take 2 steps to your right and you're straight into the next hole, which locals to the course will know as a par 4, but we play this as a par 3 on this layout. It's another technical 105, 110 meter par 3. You're trying to miss this gap, and you're trying to see that tree there, right in that middle of that gap. You're just aiming at that and hoping to fade right past that, either with a forehand or a turning backhand.
yeah, we've still got more Guardian trees and some things to block your putts right down here.
Yeah, it's really quite a technical green once you get down there. So it looks like Elias is going with the forehand, which is probably the best way to get all the way to the basket. He's hit the first gap nicely. and he's pushed well into the second gap as well. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, circle
I know,
2
man.
there.
It's like
That's
every second
about
hole
as
that
good
happens.
as you'll see
Or every hole.
from players on this hole. It's very hard to make it all the way down to circle 1. The shape of the fairway is not very conducive to that.
Noah's going to see if he can match that with a forehand.
Yeah, I'd love to see this from Noah, the little shuffle step. And that is also going to make it through into the second set, and it gets kicked back.
Oh,
But
nasty kick there.
yeah, he's not happy with his power on that shot.
Throw like I'm on 3 on.
I think you just need to commit a little bit higher to that if you want to make it all the way down there.
So what's Ian trying to go for here?
So this will be a flip-up backhand line. This is what I play on this hole. It's really quite a technical line, but if you can get it, it's a great one. But he has unfortunately caught an early guardian there, and that is in trouble.
Yeah, so he's the other side of those that log wall there.
Yeah, there's a log wall that they've built up on this course to protect the next fairway, and Ian seems to have kicked past it. He might be able to play down hole 8's fairway, though. We'll see. Now James does go to his forehand on this occasion, and he's overturned that one and hit the primary guardian. Luckily, it seems to have stuck.
Yeah, he should be able to do maybe a forehand chip round to the basket from there.
Yeah, let's see what he's got. Smithson enjoying a banana off camera there. What's your go-to mid-round snack, Nathan?
Probably a banana.
Yeah.
And I always keep the banana peel with me the whole time until I get back to the clubhouse.
That's very well behaved, you. Excellent forehand from James. See if that pushes through. That's still in circle 2, but he's going to have a chance to save his par. See what's next.
Yeah, so he's got past the first wall of logs, but not the second. And he's got a long way to get around from here.
Yes, it's still blocked off from going down the other fairway, so he is going to have to play through the primary gap here. He's thrown a forehand. I think that's the first forehand we've seen from him this round, but that seems to be functional. He's made it into the kind of green area. And this is what Noah is left with.
Do you run it from here?
I certainly wouldn't be running it from here. The green is quite guarded. He'll just be trying to get it down on the ground and let it slide up to the basket.
Yeah, very sensible.
Yeah, Noah's such a smart player for his age. He's only... Oh, there's his banana. Using it as a mini. I don't think that's PDGA legal. As I was saying, Noah's such a smart player for his age. He's only 21, 22, and he plays like a veteran.
This still okay?
Elias will be running this one with his quality of putt. It's probably
Yeah, big straddle out
15,
there.
16 metres out. Putt is away and didn't quite get the height that he needed.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy with that.
Yeah, so everyone's going to have a chance for a par here. James has still got a bit of work to do. The others are all pretty close, I think. That looks... that was the best looking putt that he's had yet. He went through his routine properly there.
Yeah, he took his time.
He's probably getting used to the cameras. This might easily be his first time being filmed.
Well, he actually told me that he'd watched the 2022 champs coverage quite a few times. Oh,
Another
excellent!
beautiful putt by Ian.
That's good. And James says he said that he would love someday to be on coverage. That's what he said to
There we
me.
go.
And now he is.
He's getting better very quickly. That was a beautiful putt that we just saw. Ian's made back-to-back circle 2 putts for par, so really scrambling to keep his scorecard clean on this technical wooded part of the course. And James looks like he's kicked a little bit long. He should be able to get this putt into the basket.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't
Indeed
long
he
there.
is. Yeah.
Pretty close.
I love
That's
that
great.
green. Such a beautiful part of the course.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually try and stay there as long as possible so that I don't have to walk to the next tee, because this next hole is probably the one that gets my goose the most at the whole course.
Yeah, that's coming up in the next episode.
There's the teaser for you. So yeah, how did our players get through the front 9?
So, first up, there's Noah. He's playing extremely well. Only pars and birdies, no bogeys so far.
Yeah, clean 5 down on the front 9. That's incredibly impressive.
And Elias, still up on the round.
Yeah, he had such an amazing start, and then he's been fairly flat since then. But he's got a nice lead going into the back 9.
Both Elias and Noah, we've seen some pretty good putts from them so far.
Yeah, I don't think Noah would say that putting's his strongest suit in his game, but it's looked solid so far this round.
And Ian and James, how are they getting on?
Yeah, I think James has shown a few nerves. I think Ian showed a few at the start, missing that shorter putt on hole 3, but I think both of them have made some great shots. Ian's made 2 particularly great putts on the last 2 holes.
Yeah.
Really starting to find his way into the round. He's only 2 back from Noah. He was ahead of him at the start of this round, and Noah has overtaken him, but 2 shots is nothing on Quarry Park. There's plenty of OB and other ways that you could find trouble later in this round.
So that is the front 9 of the 2025 British Open. Stick around, find the links for the back 9 that you'll see here and in the description below.
Huge thank you to PDGA Europe for making this coverage possible, and a big shout out to tour sponsor Ching for scoring and support.
Yeah, so we'll see you on the back 9.